Blennerhassett Hotel. I am joined once again by Chef Jared. Thank you so much for having us.
Absolutely, always a pleasure.
So, what are we making today?
So we're going to do eggs Benedict, start to finish.
Okay, something I love to order at restaurants, and I've always been terrified to try to make at home.
Yeah, well, everyone thinks hollandaise sauce is super complicated, and it's really one of those things that it just comes down to knowing your basic science of the kitchen. And we're gonna create a permanent emulsion using egg yolks and clarified butter, and that's going to be the base of our sauce. So usually, yeah, that's the easiest thing to do. So start with our blender here. We have 4 egg yolks, whites separated.
You don't need the whites later,
no,
right?
yeah, you can save them for an egg white omelet if you wanted to, but for this recipe, we don't need them.
Okay.
So we'll go ahead and make sure our blender is on low. Start it up. We'll bring that up to about 4 or 5, about half the strength of your blender.
Okay.
So it's very important with our butter. You can either use clarified butter or whole butter. And all that means is you take the milk, or you scoop the milk solids off the top after it's melted, and then you're left with this nice, beautiful, clear, golden liquid. Some people call it ghee if you were going to buy it from the store.
Okay, so you can buy it from the store.
You sure can, yep. Yep, and all you got to do is melt it down gently. You don't want this to be like boiling hot. You don't want it to be, just the ambient temperature of the butter melted itself is going to get us right to where we want to be.
And do you want it to cool before you put it in
Absolutely,
the blender?
so you're going to want to, no more than 150 degrees if you got your handy probe thermometer laying around. So you want it just warm enough to where it's going to help us create that emulsion. And we're going to slowly drizzle. And the more butter you put in, counterintuitively, the thicker and more rich your sauce is going to be. So, yeah.
Okay. Did not think that was the case.
And you'll hear it change as with the viscosity of the sauce as we pour more liquid in. So a good rule of thumb is each egg yolk you use can hold about 2 ounces of clarified butter.
Okay.
So we're going to go ahead and slowly stream in a full cup. Here we have 4 egg yolks. And you can kind of check on it, it's like, is this the consistency I want? We're looking good, we're almost there.
Okay. So what do you kind of look for in the consistency?
So you want it to be able to coat the back of a spoon. So if you stick your spoon in and it sticks and you can swipe your finger through it, that's what you're looking for, yep.
Good tip.
So now we can hear it, it's fully developed and ready for our seasonings. So again, a lot of people think this is a super hard sauce because the old school way is to whisk it over the stove top and pull it off the heat, all that fun stuff. No, exactly. But this method gives you the same exact result. So a couple dashes of Tabasco sauce to your liking.
Okay.
1 teaspoon of Worcestershire. Just a sprinkle of salt and pepper. The blender's going to do all the work for us. I mean, there's really nothing to it. We'll go ahead and shut that off.
Okay.
Give it a little taste test. So that's the thickness we were hoping for.
Right.
Boom. So it stays. And I mean, with that nice warm butter, you got a sauce here that's actually ready to serve.
Yeah, I was not expecting that.
Yep. Very easy. So on to the probably the more complicated step of the whole process here is the egg poaching. So again, everyone kind of gets a little worried, a little apprehensive, like, oh, they're not going to come out perfect. Well, we're not looking for perfect. We're looking for cooked well to the temperature that we need it to be. So I always like to give my water a little stir.
So it's boiling water.
Well, so poaching is actually a sub-boiling cooking method. Yeah. So what we want to do is see how we just have barely the bubbles forming on the bottom of the pan.
Okay.
So poaching happens around 180 degrees.
Got it.
Yep. And you can always check that with your thermometer. And then we'll go ahead and go in with about 2 tablespoons of white vinegar.
Okay.
That's going to help our eggs stay together. It's going to help add a little bit of flavor, a little bit of zing to the egg. Keep that moving. So I swirl the water so it will actually help keep our little tendrils of egg together as they come along. Just gently crack your egg right in.
So once they're in, you don't touch them?
Nope, you don't touch them. They are good to go. And it's going to be probably another 2 minutes, I'd say, to get up to where you want the eggs, like the whites themselves, set up. And then you still want a nice liquidy, golden center.
Right. Okay, so we're going to let that cook. And we are going to head to break, and when we come back, we'll finish up the recipe.
Absolutely.
Well, welcome back to the Daybreak Kitchen. Our eggs have been poached and it's time to move on to building our Benedict.
Absolutely. So we'll go ahead and just plate everything up.
Okay.
We'll rescue our perfectly cooked eggs here from the hot water.
And so, you can kind of add different things to an eggs Benedict, right? Like I know when you get it at a restaurant, they'll have like steak or sausage.
Absolutely. So a big popular variation on that is actually eggs Florentine, and that's a vegetarian version. It comes with spinach and mushrooms, and then we actually do a really fun version here called eggs Blenny. Not to be confused, eggs Benny. It's kind of hard for the line cooks when we're calling them out. Which one is which? But that starts with a half a croissant, smoked salmon, sauteed spinach and mushrooms, poached eggs and hollandaise sauce. It's delicious. It's available every weekend on the brunch menu.
That sounds fancy.
Yep. So we got some ham over here that we have warmed up. You can use Canadian bacon, you can use ham, or like you said, sausage, steak, whatever. It's really customizable to whatever you like. But I really enjoy a nice country ham.
Okay.
We'll go ahead and bring our eggs over. Lay those right on top. Alright, and then we got our hollandaise sauce we made earlier. It's looking really nice, so I definitely recommend making this pretty much to order. So you're going to be cooking breakfast with family.
Right.
Go ahead and make it that morning.
So it doesn't hold
exactly,
well
it does not hold well now.
That does not surprise me, but good to know.
So, nice thick layer of that right on top. Another sprinkle of salt and pepper. Of course, we gotta throw a little fruit garnish on there.
And look at
And
that.
there we go.
Okay. Get that cut I always see all over Instagram.
Oh yeah,
Right in
that
the middle.
perfect egg cut. Yeah.
Oh.
There it is.
Look at that. That's beautiful. All right. Take my bite. Knock it off the plate.
All right.
It's so good.
It hits every time. It's a great combination, and
It does.
it's a classic for a reason.
I feel like it's something that I love buying, but I've always been too scared to make. So
Well,
I
I
might-
mean, today we saw how easy it is.
Yeah.
I mean, with the blender sauce, for years we were doing it the old school way, right, over top of the stove and all that fun stuff. And I learned that, and I was like, wow, this is, everyone should be able to do
This
this.
is changing my life. But of course, you can find this recipe and all our recipes at WTAP.com. Chef, thank you so much, as always, for having us and teaching us something new. And we'll have more coming up on Daybreak right after the break.